Hey guys, welcome back to Papa Prepper. T here. Hope you guys are having a good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for your prayers and your home remedies and suggestions. I feel a lot better tonight. I'm pretty tired, but the sore throat's gone. My voice is still a little bit raspy, but the headache's gone. Still kind of achy. I'm a big guy. Whenever I'm sick, my hips and my knees kill me, but that's to be expected, I guess. But I'll make it through it. I've been through worse. So how are y'all doing tonight? So next week, January 6th, the big dance. Are you guys ready? Don't say yes. You can never be too ready. The day you think you're ready, the day you better go buy some more food and water. You can never be too ready. There's no such thing. You can say I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be. You know, that's about where we're at. You know, now we're just sitting around waiting for it to pop off. You know, every shopping trip we'll buy a few more extra cans or whatever, or another bag of flour. But now it's just kind of the waiting game. It's like you know what's coming. You know it's going to be bad. You just can't tell when yet. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. But it's inevitable, guys. It's coming. So just keep on stacking. I wanted to talk to you real briefly. I got some ideas rolling around. Ever since Christmas, it's rained like every day here. So once the rain stops, I'm going to try to get outside and maybe do some, hands-on video kind of stuff, like building fires or, just different things. I just wanted you guys to know that. I hate not being able to get outdoors, man. It drives me nuts. But got a lot of good ideas. Well, what I think's good ideas coming up. So just hang in with me, or hang in there with me, I should say. And we'll get to some more fun stuff and more prepping ideas and tips and whatnot. I did notice, I watch a lot of live stream news. And as a matter of fact, there's a big rally going on tonight in Arizona where the private citizens headed up their own investigation. I mean, these are just everyday folks, me and you. This ain't hired hands. It's not, just everyday people took it upon themselves to do a private investigation, and they have uncovered so much stuff in Arizona. But of course, we all know it's not going to matter. The mines are obviously made up. But anyway, I watch a lot of that stuff. And with watching this, of course, you get in on the live chat. And I'm telling you what, if you got a chat room full of 1,500 plus Democrats and Republicans, man, you don't know what you're going to come across. There's some interesting stuff gets slung around in there. But a lot of things I noticed tonight is so many people calling for martial law. I mean, it's inevitable. I think it's going to happen. I mean, it's probably going to have to happen. But I think the people that are wanting it are borderline psycho, because I'm not sure if they don't understand what all that entails, which I don't. I don't know all the complete ins and outs of it. I've said that before. But I've been trying to read a little bit about it, educate myself, so maybe I could pass some of it on to you guys. And for the most part, of course, the internet, everything I find is kind of sugar-coated, which is to be expected. But, you've heard horror stories and you've seen how it is in third world countries. And, let's face it, that's what we're becoming. We are soon, that's where we're heading. We're going to be no better off than a lot of the stuff that we donated money to personally, to help the hunger and, the starving children, and that's us. I mean, hell, our kids have already been starving for years, but people send money hand over fist to other countries when we got just as many homeless and starving people here. But that's another video for another day. But, we've all seen what it looks like. Me and my wife, we were blessed with a all-inclusive free Cancun vacation 3 years ago. She won it through her work. And we went to our retreat, or whatever you want to call it. But one of the excursions was to go into town. To just go off on your own and go shopping. You wouldn't believe, how you see in movies like the little pickup trucks with guys with the big ARs, or machine guns standing on the back of the trucks. That's how it really is. People driving around just full Kevlar, and big guns, and they get big guns on top of the trucks patrolling the streets. It's like that. And that's just in Mexico. That's a vacation spot. And it was that bad. So, and I truly think that's coming. You see a lot of that on the news, and I think that's how it's actually going to be here. But of course, you look up the definitions and everything on the internet, and, of course they have limitations and blah, 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 blah. But you know what we see on, on the news and stuff of how, and of course that is different countries, the total different, set of ethics, morals and everything, but it could be like that. And for people to be begging for it to happen, not knowing what the consequences or repercussions could be, is just ignorant. I'll stand up and fight for my home if it comes down to it, but I'm not going to go out and, scream, that I want martial law, bring it to my door, there's no sense in that. But I did print off what I could find. Okay, annotation of martial law. Martial law involves a temporary substitution of military authority for civilian rule and is usually invoked in time of war, rebellion, or natural disaster. When martial law is in effect, the military commander of an area or country has unlimited authority to make and enforce laws. Martial law is justified when civilian authority has ceased to function, is completely absent, or has become ineffective. Further, martial law suspends all existing laws, as well as civil authority and the ordinary administration of justice. In the United States, martial law may be declared by proclamation of the President or state governor, but such a formal proclamation is not necessary. Although the U.S. Constitution makes no specific provision for the imposition of martial law, nearly every state has a constitutional provision authorizing the government to impose martial law. Which that means here in Indiana, if our governor just, wanted to declare martial law, if he thought everything had gotten out of hand, it can go state by state. The power of martial law, once held to be nearly absolute, has limitations. For example, civilians may not be tried by military tribunals as long as civilian courts are functional. Which means, if the government is still up and running and there's still, courts available, the military cannot prosecute you. They can detain you, but you still have the right to a fair trial. Nonetheless, within the bounds of court decisions, a military commander's authority under martial law is virtually unlimited. And that statement right there is pretty much, what gives them the right to, no such thing as warrants or anything like that. They can come up in your house. If you're sitting on a big stockpile of food and water, they can take it, do whatever they want to with it, And I'll read that again. Nonetheless, within the bounds of a court decision, a military commander's authority under martial law is virtually unlimited. Which means it's free reign, it's open season. I mean, they can do what they see fit at the time. Martial law has been declared 9 times since World War II, and in 5 instances, mutual aid has always existed between the military and civilian law enforcement and should continue to exist. Department of Defense personnel are limited in what they can do to enforce civil law. Military personnel cannot be used in surveillance or undercover operations, and they may not be used as informants, investigators, or interrogators unless the investigation is a joint military-civilian operation in which the military has an interest in the case's outcome. Well, they're not going to have to worry about being undercover. If it's martial law, they can... they don't need, the technicalities of a warrant and such. They can just storm and take what they want. Find what they want, do what they want. I mean, of course, legally, there are boundaries, but ask yourself this, okay? Say you have just a bad bunch of guys that's on, that's assigned to, say they're assigned, town to town or whatever. Well, you got this one pretty bad, corrupt bunch of individuals that are serving, okay? They got each other's backs. What's stopping them from doing whatever they want to whoever they want with whatever they want? Nothing. I mean, it's their word against ours. And either we let them do it, or there's an alternative. And I'm sure you know what that is. Excuse me, guys. Here's another thing I printed off. It says, martial law is a system of absolute military control over all military and civilian activities of a country in a theoretical or actual war zone during civil disorder in occupied territory after a coup or during a state of emergency caused by a natural disaster such as an earthquake or flood. In the United States, only the President, as Commander-in-Chief, has an authority to impose martial law, and it must be limited to the duration of the warfare or emergency. It cannot be imposed in a manner resulting in a long-term denial of constitutional rights. Martial law seeks to obtain public order in times of crisis when the normal institutions of justice either cannot function or could be deemed too slow or ill-equipped for the new situation. Usually, martial law reduces some of the personal rights ordinarily granted to the citizens, limits the length of the trial processes, and prescribes more severe penalties than ordinary law. So, it's right there. If they can pretty much detain you and hold you as long as they see fit until order is restored, then you can go in front of a judge, and be, whatever the accusations may be. Then you get your day in court. And prescribes more severe penalties than ordinary law. So, I mean, pretty much they can do whatever they see fit. And I'll say it again. If you're begging for martial law, you're ignorant. I'm just as much for standing up and fighting for our land as the next guy. But basically welcoming it and asking for it, it's because ultimately, and I support our military. I do. I love our military, our police officers, I back them. But as good of folks as they are, they have to follow through. I mean, they have their, their orders that they have to fulfill. Just don't assume because, they're from the U.S. military and you're a U.S. citizen that they're on your side. Their orders are going to be their orders. And depending on who's giving these orders, our best hope is that they have very high morale basis. That they know that they're being told to do wrong. and they decide to go rogue and do the right thing, that's our best hope. And I'll say it again, I'm not fear-mongering. I'm not trying to use scare tactics. I'm just saying that's the reality. This country could easily become a third world nation that, you know, we could be looking like Mad Max, you know, armed guards or armed military on every street corner, big armored trucks, you know, making sure we're all in our house, and, you know, just keep prepping, keep stacking, keep praying. Most of all, keep praying. And look out for one another. You know, I've tried here in our little community to talk to a few different people, and they're kind of the shotgun happy folks. So, you know, I do have a couple neighbors that are, you know, pretty cool and on board with the prepping thing, but I've got some that aren't. But time will tell. Until next time, stay safe, you guys. God bless each and every one of y'all. And I will see you tomorrow night. Papa Prepper out. Hey guys, just real quick, with all the doom and gloom of, you know, the rest of the video, I'd asked you guys for your comments, suggestions on what my viewers can be referred to, and I think I have decided on Papa's Pack. I really like that. Thank you, Mame's Legacy. If you haven't checked out her video, go check her out. She is an amazing lady, and she has very good content. It's Mame's Legacy. MAME''S Legacy. You'll love it. But from now on, y'all are Papa's Pack. God bless y'all. Papa Prepper out.